Hey everyone, welcome to the point of perspective. And today we're just going to be talking about some of the common things that we want to do in our life to get us to where we're going. So let's just start off by saying that it's all about what you do, right? So if you can create more of what you do, then the inevitable of more things happening is guaranteed. And through that is what makes it so much more efficient, so much more greater when you're able to realize those true strengths. Because if you don't allow yourself to actually grow, to actually think about what you want to do, not only for yourself, but for the ones that support you, the ones that you would like to support more, it helps to understand where you can go because then only through that lets you know how much you need to do. And then that's the fun part because most people take it so emotional, right? You can be honest. Like we're emotional. It happens. Stop it. But a lot of people take it to this emotional state of the moment something happens. It's all going. It's all no. Oh, please no, 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 no. My gosh, my life. Oh no. And it's not that serious. And there are more serious things in the world that can be paid attention to. So people are so selfish. Like at the end of the day, once you learn those things that you want to do for the ones that you're supporting, for the ones that are supporting you, you find this new sense of purpose because then you start to realize you have your road, but everybody doesn't want to come with you. Everybody's not going to be able to come with you. So, what you do is you make your road, and then those people that you want to support and are supporting you, you let them know, like, hey, here's this opportunity, here's this path, here's this road for you to navigate your way through it to eventually see another direction, see another setup of what you're able to do. And through that is more help than anything else because the true definition of wealth is to be able to increase the value in others, to bring out what others have already. So that in that way, there's the, let's call it it's like the pyramid, the trickle effect, doesn't matter. If you're someone who does something for someone in a positive or negative manner, we're going to keep it in a positive because it's what we do. If you do something for someone in a positive manner, to where that once they take that knowledge, that skill, whatever you taught them, whatever you was able to share with them, once they take that, they increase it in themselves. Now you've just made them rich. Now they are richer than they ever can be, and now they can accumulate more wealth. That is what it is. That's what happens. So then they do it for someone else. Now they're going to, it could be family, friend, whatever. And they're going to do it for that person. Then that person's going to increase their value. They're going to become more rich than they could possibly be. So what happens is it's just going to keep going. And the best part about it is that it doesn't go in any particular direction. It doesn't always go straight down. It always branches because the thing about information is that information is sourced. However, information is everywhere. And if you're paying attention to it, if you're willing to learn what people are saying when they're saying it, then you can take all kinds of information from everything. The lessons that you're asking for, the lessons that you're talking about, the things you've been asking for can come to you in the subtle conversations, in the subtle thoughts of you going, hmm, what is it that I really, what is it that I really need to do? And then you have a conversation with people, and then you can pull this information. The best part about being able to pull all of this information and using it to your advantage is because you get to uniquely do it in your way. Like, you take what is good, you delete what does not work, and then you add what you have. That in itself is where you truly increase value. Then you use that value to increase your wealth, to increase others' wealth, to increase others' value. Because what's a great leader if he can't lead, if she can't lead all of their people to exactly where we need to be? Then I wouldn't be increasing the value of another. Like, and look, it's the world. It's the, hey, people are people. And this is why it's important to understand who you are. When you understand who you are through and through, you can point out your flaws. You can point out your mistakes. You can be like, yep, yep, it's happened before. It allows you to understand why others act in certain manners. Because it's easy to solve problems for someone inside out because you can see from a different perspective. But it's always harder to bring that same perspective out of yourself because you're caught in the same mindset. You're caught in the turmoil, the inconveniences, the fabrics of life. And if you're able to understand that point through and through, like your everyday habits, like your everyday habits down to the time you get up, your body has this internal clock in it. So some days you'll probably always wake up at 10:30. And you always walk and you wake up, you talk to people, oh yeah, I always wake up. I always wake up 10:30. Like my body's always just up at 10:30. Like down to that little habit. Once you pay attention to it to where you revert it, use that law of conservation of energy to transform how you take that habit and then change that discipline to 6 o'clock, program the same kind of concept, internal clock in your mind where it's like, all right, let me get up at 6. Because then it allows you to know. Now, it's all easier said than done, they say. The thing is that I would agree with is it doesn't happen overnight. You have to always do it. Then you're going to get to that point to where you don't even want to do it anymore. And you're like, what harm could it do? Right? Then you get past this point of like, you don't want to do it. To where it's like, I'm okay with doing this. Like, I can get it done. Just get it done. And then it becomes something so natural that you almost got to remember, wait, did I do it today? I'm pretty sure because I'm making sure that all of these little habits, all of these little things are slowly going to increase the responsibility that you place on yourself. And then you do them over and over and over again. And then it becomes something so much more than what you did. Now, preparation is meeting all the opportunity. Now you can actually find some kind of leeway and then be like, hey guys, like I found this way. Like to where that you can do a lot more versus just wanting a lot more. Because the thing is about science, right? Science is everywhere. Science allows you to understand why something is something, break down the components of what makes it, and then you got math, which is always fun. But then you add all of these things together to come to the overall conclusion. So if you're able to take the actual perspective of what's going on and go, this is going on and this keeps going on. Why does that go on? Why does that happen? Then you start to break down the science, and science goes deep, human psychology, anatomy, our everyday, like science at work at its finest. So it's everywhere to where that once you start to get a little curious about it and you start breaking down those concepts of why things are and how things operate, then you start to connect them to your everyday. And then you go back to that internal clock of like, well, now I get up every day at 6 o'clock because I've done it for like so many, I've done it so many, like, military veterans and whatnot, they do that. Like, they're up boot camp. I don't really know the time, like 5 a.m. and whatnot. But so that like even when they're out of boot camp, they're still getting up every day, 5 o'clock because they've been just so automated to do that. And you can do these things in both directions. Like that's the best part about it because you can do them in the way that allows you to make good decisions, good habits that build over time, or negative, impactful decisions that only hurt over time. Because something that doesn't hurt now may hurt later. And it's all due to what you're actually thinking about in those moments of what you decide to choose. So, to bring it all the way back around, if you set yourself up with the proper design, all of the things work behind each other. Like, You use the you use the structure of setting yourself up properly to make decisions for not only yourself but for the people in your life. Then it causes you to think deeper about the understanding of who you are. And once you get that understanding, you start to understand the science behind why things are operating in the way that they are. And then you start to come up with your own hypothesis, theories, and create your own formulas that create things that overall become something more based off of how you decided to put it together. Just like that. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Yeah. Ah,